In the beating heart of the city, there are still a few special spots to tuck yourself away and become lost between the pages of a special story.
When people say, why are you interested in books? It's just like...
Why wouldn't I be?
Queensland's largest secondhand bookstore, Brisbane Archive Fine Books, is not only home to 1 million titles, but to Dawn and Hamish, the couple making sure every page of the past has a future.
You can be interested in a book as an object, and many people are, and we are. Then there's access to everything.
There's so many stories that can be held between the cover. There's not just the story of what's in the book, but there's also then the story of the book through time. Hi, we're Dawn and Hamish.
And this is our treasure.
Are you in for a browse today?
I do.
Okay.
This is an old school second-hand bookshop. I actually consider it one of the last ones left of this type. You can pretty much tell when someone's never been here because you can hear their jaw hit the floor, and it's just because they've never seen anything like it, because there's nothing like it left.
You come in and you just don't know what you're going to find.
No, that's the thrill of the time.
It's the thrill of finding something completely unexpected.
We're a very broad church. It's everything from literature, history, philosophy, through to quilting.
Well, it says very clearly on the front, out the front, it says there's 1 million. So when people ask, I say, you count them.
And it should come as no surprise that Hamish and Dawn's own story has all the suspense, romance and bravado we've come to expect from Archive.
It was a dream to have a bookshop, but I considered it one of those dreams where millions and millions of people have got that dream. I wrote out a resume, got a haircut on the way, and gave my resume to a few bookshops. This was the second one, actually. So I got a job here. Within about a year, the then owner was talking about selling, and I begged and borrowed and made that happen. And I haven't looked back. It's a blushworthy story. It's our story. Do you want to start?
Yes.
You can do better than that, sorry.
I was living in Perth, but he had said, when you come to Brisbane, let's get together and have a coffee. I did ring on the last day, thinking he'd be far too busy, and he said, oh no, he was available. So I came and had a coffee.
We became very much a partnership.
I started working with Hamish in the bookstore really as a stopgap measure to fill in after someone had left, and it was never really intended to be my full-time occupation. And I just went down this rabbit hole of, especially with the old books, trying to work out how do they know that's valuable, and how do you know when that was printed if you can't see the printing date? I found something that I love.
With Dawn's fascination for antique books and Hamish's love for stories, the duo are now looking to the next generation to keep the art of archive alive.
I think it was meant to be. It's still there, it's waiting for you. It must be.
Book collecting to me is something special. And a lot of people do it instinctively, but we're trying to encourage it and get people to ask what they're doing and why.
The book collecting prize came about because there wasn't one in Australia. It's getting harder and harder to find things that she doesn't have, but that's great. That's a nice little find. And in 2020, Emily Porter won the first book collecting prize in Australia, here in Brisbane, with her collection called A Horse Lover's Library.
We are custodians of these books. We keep them for future generations. So to have a bookshop like this still in Brisbane, still going, we need to support it with everything we can.
I think a world without books loses a place to go deep and to be uninterrupted. It's a place of respite and reflection, I think, for a lot of people.
You know, they are certainly escape, but they're also knowledge. They are self-reflection. With an author, you have a conversation with an author when you read a book.
If you want to feel inspired and immerse yourself in a chapter of history, pop in to see Hamish and Dawn and their exceptional collection.
Look at our loot.
Bag full of books.